Live from San Antonio, Texas. This is In the Building with Mike Taylor and Rudy Jay.
Well. Look at that. This show supports old ball players. The sign of our ages, I think, maybe. Like, how many people do you
mean?
know under 30 that could tell you 4 facts about Muhammad Ali?
This is the month to learn.
Yeah, you're right. It is the month to learn. I'm not sure how many people under the age of 40 could tell me 4 fun facts about Nolan Ryan either.
Ooh, let me see if I can do it. I'm 47. 7 no-hitters.
Yep.
5,000 strikeouts.
Yep. Yeah, I think he wound up with like 5,700 by the time he was done. I don't think Nolan got to 6,000.
Kick Robin Ventura's ass.
In that picture behind me.
And finished pitching a game with a 7-inch gash in his top lip.
He did. You know who hit that ball that hit him in the face?
I'm gonna say he just Ricky Henderson.
Good guess. It's Bo Jackson.
Damn it, I knew he was black.
Yep, you're right. He was black. Bo Jackson was a black man, a very pretty black man with lots of hulking muscles.
Your black history fact of the day is Bo Jackson once split Nolan Ryan's top lip with a screaming base hit back up the middle.
That's correct. Nolan picked the ball up and threw him out and then finished the game. And when Nolan got back to the dugout, they tried to get him to switch jerseys, and he wouldn't do it. He pitched the whole game with the blood. Yeah. Muhammad Ali once surrendered the heavyweight championship, boys and girls, to stand up for his principles and anti-war sentiment because he was a pacifist. Ironically, out of the ring, he was a pacifist and would not go to Vietnam when he was drafted and was stripped of his championship and spent 3 years out of boxing, came back, and won the championship again. Bitches. Anyway, so good morning. It's In the Building. We're doing history today because Rudy's got this cool Muhammad Ali poster or picture behind him now, so it looks super cool with his pool cue. Where are you at in relation to where you normally are when you do this show from home?
Prior to having 2 kids, this was because my wife and I moved in here as boyfriend and girlfriend with no kids. She didn't have any kids at the time. We moved in here 05. We didn't have our first child till 2008. So we're just 2 people. So we made this is my game room. And then once we started having kids and accumulating shit, it became a huge closet for my wife's boutique, some of my stuff.
Yeah. Old storage room.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a storage room.
I finally have things behind me. Normally when I do the show at home, I sit at my desk, and so the living room of my apartment is what's in view. But I got this little desk finally, and so I have my stuff on a little desk. That way my big desk is behind me, and you can see the things that we have, like my decor here, my Best Made Pickles, Fort Worth's own Best Made Pickles. You can get Best Made Pickles in the HEB here.
Yes.
We got Nolan beating up Robin Ventura. I've got Nina with her dad behind me. Cool. Got a picture of a bunch of Thunderdomers one day. This is out at Texas Cheer Liquor, one of them, actually. This is where this was.
Oh, I thought that was that COVID Top Golf.
So no. This is, we had been at Texas Cheer, and then we went over to this food truck.
Oh, yes. I know what
right
you're
here at this food truck that's close to the Texas Cheer. And what else is behind me? My kid, and then this is an old barbecue poster right here. Which, by the way, thanks for sending me that dude's name yesterday. He's going to sign up a barbecue team. You sent me a name yesterday, and
Shout
the guy
out to Pete.
Pete. Okay, Pete Gonzalez is his name. Yeah, he's definitely in for a barbecue team. So that poster behind me rang that memory up in my head. So thanks for sending me that dude's name.
Pete's a good dude. I also picked up his place of business as for my cleaning company. So
okay, very good. Oh, very good.
Yeah,
He's a
yeah.
client. I
So he
like it.
signed
Very
up.
good.
Cool.
Yeah, he
Thunderdome,
definitely is
man.
going to. Yeah, that's cool. Badass. Thunderdomers have asked about the Super Bowl pot too. I'll post this Sunday. I don't even know if y'all can read this. Some of these people's chicken scratch.
But it's on all your pages. Go to Mike's pages. He posted them to
Yeah,
all of
and
them.
I'll post it again on Sunday morning. This is the Super Bowl pot, which I'm not in, nor is Rudy or LG, because this thing got filled up with Thunderdomer. Hell, I probably could have done a second one. So many people
Probably
wanted to get in our
easy.
Super Bowl pot. So anyway, this is it.
Still can.
I mean, yeah. So why don't you jump on that LG and do the legwork and let me know?
If I knew how it worked, I
Wait,
would.
let me see. Nah, wait, it's Thursday.
No, we're busy, man. I don't want to do another one. I'm happy to do like a prop bet. We can do some prop bets if y'all want to come up with a bit. Just to give us something else to do during the game. We can like have Thunderdome send us videos of them doing prop bet bullshit or something like that. That might be funny. You
Yeah, that'd
know,
be cool.
just know that if you send me a video on Twitter or Instagram or whatever, that we will run it on our show, so you can't get mad at us. Anyway, I'm excited for the game. I am, man. I mean, yesterday we talked about this. Like, it's like, oh yeah, there's a Super Bowl on Sunday, you know. But I've been so excited about the NBA this week, and stunned by the NBA this week, and
and
freaked
then
out by
actually a
the
great
NBA.
game. Then a
And then we
great
get a
game last
badass
night.
game, and we got a new guy, and he's really, really good. And it's like, oh yeah, the Super Bowl is Sunday. So I'm trying to get by Sunday kickoff, I'll be ready to roll. But I'm open for some prop bet suggestions. Maybe like an in the building bit. We all like take a video of ourselves taking a shot, or I don't know, snorting ants, or I don't know, whatever. We come up with some prop bets if something
And
happens or whatever, take a shot, blah blah blah.
and the Chiefs and the Eagles both have it's one of those Super Bowls with both teams have a high respect for each other. And then you take Patrick Mahomes, who's a super humble dude. There's just
That's
no
right. I
there.
sure am. I'm
Yeah.
humble as hell.
There's no there. There's you know what I mean? There's
starts with C.
we
And
don't
we've
have
seen this
anybody that's
before.
like, yeah, and we've seen it before.
This was
So
2
it's
years
like,
ago.
let's just
Yeah.
get it on Sunday. So let's
Yeah,
talk
let's just
Sunday
play.
around 5:30. Let's talk
Yeah,
Sunday.
yeah. 5:30, we'll figure out some prop bets. We'll
Yeah.
wait till the last minute like we do. There is a game. We will have post-game show. A couple of beers once we get the national anthems playing. I'll be ready for football, you know. So we're gonna do a in the building post-game show Sunday night after the game is over, just like we did after the Longhorn playoff game. We will do the same thing Sunday night after the Super Bowl. So yeah, be advised of that. So be looking
And a
for our
major
post game
announcement
show Sunday
Sunday.
night. And not only that, we have a major, major, major announcement on Sunday. A major announcement. That's it. So just know that this is not one of those usual old school ticket 760 hype fest that turns into nothing
Well,
major.
time out. Some of them were major, but then
Exactly.
a couple of them you got me.
That's the strategy. You mix in really huge ones with bullshit, and then they're like, well, crap. I have to listen to all these dumbass announcements because sometimes they really are important. And that led to ratings. But I'm telling y'all right now, Rudy would not let me do a bullshit tease like that if it wasn't something that was something. This is something big. So we decided to tease y'all this week and make you wait till the Super Bowl post-game show. See now, for people that want to watch our post-game show, they will. For people that want to know what the hell the announcement is before it gets out on Monday morning, they'll tune into the post-game show. And the theory is we'll get twice the people watching, hopefully, on Sunday night. And then as soon as we make that announcement, that's going to probably take over the post-game show. So hopefully we'll get a good game so we can spend the first part of the game, of the post-game show, talking about the actual game. But if the game's dog shit, we'll just get to the announcement and we'll spend the post-game show on
Fair. I'm
what
with
our
that.
announcement
That's
is.
fair.
There's that. Thank y'all. It's in the building. It's Thursday as we do this particular show live. Thanks to the boys that like to jump in here and watch it and listen to it live. We appreciate that. Most of y'all listen to it after the fact, but I love my OGs that jump in here every morning and watch this thing in real time because y'all help keep this thing really, really rolling because a lot of y'all wind up tipping us, and I appreciate that. You can go to the Super Chat, and you can shoot us a tip, donate your money. so we can keep this thing on the tracks and rolling. You can also buy us coffee, which is the same thing as giving us a tip, just a different link. LG will put the links up here in a minute in the chat. It's buymeacoffee.com/loveyouhardtv. So off we go on this edition of In the Building. And man, I can't tell you the last time I was excited to watch the Atlanta Hawks play basketball last night. Because it was fitting that this game was in Atlanta, a team the Spurs need to lose. So this was like a 2 games in one. This was
Great point.
It's a 2 games in one because it's another win for us as the Spurs try to build their way back into play-in contention. But we also need the Hawks to lose as many games as they can because the Spurs own their first round pick. And the way those assholes are playing, there's no way we're going to get into the top 5. They're going to barely have any ping pong balls in that pool because the Hawks have stayed near 500 all season. So it was up to the Spurs to go in there last night, take care of business. In the debut of De'Aaron Fox, Katie's own, the new Spur, whose wife's from San Antonio, he's the first full-fledged star who actually told his team, send me to the Spurs. That's the first time I can think of that ever happening, a guy of his note. And he debuts last night, Rudy, and I mean, I'll hand it to you and we'll get going. But man, I can't remember a smoother, easier, chill, I got this debut by a ball player for anybody. He looked like he'd been on the team all year last night. That was unbelievable. He just fit right in like a glove. That was incredible.
I think it was the first time somebody's been traded mid-season and started with 20-10. He obviously had 24-13, but I used to go down to Corpus a lot and go to the dog track with Calvin and his dad. And they had this little rabbit, and it's called Breezy. And they'd be like, here comes Breezy. And this little fake rabbit would take off at the tracks. And then, boom, they would open those gates, and them greyhounds would take off. That's what we saw last night. They put a rabbit out there for Fox. He sees it, and he's gone. And that's what I wanted to have. That's what we talked about yesterday. I'm like, hey, let him off the leash and let him go. Let him play. He knows how to play basketball. And that's exactly what happened. And what made it more refreshing was his willingness to be unselfish. You know, when you add the 13 assists, and I think to me the best part about last night was what he said in the post game was he said, you know, in the last time out, I told Wemby, if they double me and I kick it to you, your ass better not kick it back out. He said, we're gonna live and die. He said we're gonna live and die with whatever you do. And to me, that's refreshing. The second refreshment is, hey, I'm a cook and I'm gonna do me and I'm gonna do my thing and whatever it is, but we're gonna live and die with you. And the fact that he's still 25 years old, coming in and understanding that right away, I love it. And I love what Mitch did last night with them. Like, hey man, we're gonna start you. I didn't think they would start CP3, but they did, and it worked out perfectly. CP3 did what he did. Castle comes off the bench. I love the fact that Castle's in the dunk contest because there's some dunks he's had this year where I'm like, I didn't think he was going to dunk that shit. The two-hand dunk he had like in-game dunking is like a whole different thing. Like, you got dunk contest dunks, but in-game dunking, that's why I used to love Dominique Wilkins, his ability to in-game dunk. Vince Carter, in-game dunks. Castle has some impressive in-game dunks that I didn't know he had in his bag. So only thing if I were nitpicking about last night, you go into the fourth quarter up 103-92, and it ends up being that close. So while I loved everything offensively, obviously there's some things to clean up defensively. But like CP3 said, we haven't even practiced with him. We had a shoot around. Well, all we had is a shoot around. So there's definitely some things to clean up. But I have nothing but positivity about last night, especially the end of the game.
Right. You saw the Spurs last night do something they never do, and that is y'all just go out there and play ball. It's street ball. That's all it was. This is hoop. Nope, we're not going to call a bunch of plays. He don't know the plays, but we got to get him up. We just throw him we got to get him out there.
Right.
We're not going to have him come off the bench and learn slowly. They're trying to get back into playing contention. And I'm not shocked that the Hawks came back. So it wasn't a perfect game by any means. And he
No, it
wasn't
never
as
is.
good. He wasn't as good in the third quarter, but in winning time, he was terrific again, of course. The pick and roll he had with Wemby in winning time looked like they've been doing it all season. He was spectacular in the first half. The whole team shit the bed in the third quarter. Would they give up 45 or something like that?
Yeah.
Then they got their act together in winning time and took over and wound up winning by just one. But hey, man, a guy making his debut and you aren't calling any plays and we're just out there street balling. If he's going to fit in that well just off the cuff, wait till 2 weeks from now where he's learned plays and they've got a game plan. Wait till a month from now. Wait till next season. I don't want to. I'm impatient, but I don't know how you can look at that last night, whether they wind up in the play-in or not. I don't know how you look at that last night and you do not get excited for the immediate future. Even Dick Jefferson in the broadcast mentioned, you look at this roster, and I don't know what else they're going to do in the summer or whatever. Hell, they may make a trade today. The deadline's today at 3 o'clock our time, I think, or 2. But I don't know how you look at the roster as it's constructed right now. It ain't perfect, but you look at the youth, you look at the talent, and this thing's not far away. That's what Dick Jefferson said last night. And I agree, and I would have told you that too, but not that Dick Jefferson's my basketball guru, and that's the guy I go to for all my basketball opinions, but for him to sit there and look at that, because say what you will about Dick and his failed stint as a Spur, that dude's a straight shooter, and he don't bullshit during the broadcast. He wouldn't just throw that out there. If he thinks they're close,
No.
So I'm excited.
And we talked about this rodeo road trip before the Fox trade. With him being there, I think it changes the dynamic of what they could possibly end this rodeo road trip record-wise, so that's also a positive. I think Ruben brings up a good point in the chat. Castle is their best perimeter defender. And this is one of those things where Mitch is going to have Mitch or Pop. I don't know when Pop's coming back. I think it'll be a little bit easier for Pop because Pop is just Pop. He's the GOAT and you just roll with what he says. But CP3, love him, Hall of Famer, one of the best point guards to ever play. Because right now at this age, he's a cone on defense.
Yeah.
But on offense, he's a wizard and he controls a game without scoring. That's going to be the tough part for Mitch. Like, I need CP3 on the floor, but I also need Castle on the floor because Castle's the better defender. And that's a tough. CP3's older than him. Like, hey, CP3.
Like 20 years.
I know you're a legend and you're great, but I might need to bench you for the fourth quarter. So I can have, not for the whole fourth quarter, but at certain points of the fourth quarter, I may need Castle out here.
Yeah.
For defensive purposes. So that's a tough one for Mitch because Kerr dealt with it when CP3 was a Warrior. Like, damn, there's some points. He even dealt with it with Clay. He was like, hey, Clay, I got to sit you. Hey, CP3, I got to sit you because X, Y, Z. That's not as easy for a rookie coach who's getting a lot of help from CP3 in coaching this young team. So, but they'll figure that out.
It's a luxury to have this problem. Well,
yeah, it's a luxury. You know what? That's rich people.
What do we do
rich
with Chris?
People problems.
Those are rich people problems, and I'll take them. Because, like, let's say the Spurs had traded for Fox in the summer. I don't think you signed CP3. Probably don't sign Chris, but you didn't trade for De'Aaron Fox last summer. You did bring in Chris for all the right reasons: leadership, coaching on the floor, that kind of thing. Toughness, which they have not had. They were soft last season for sure. But now you bring in De'Aaron Fox and Steph Castle's almost more than halfway through a season. And we're starting to get, it's okay to phase Chris out. And I think Chris is a pro enough to realize that this team's coming. And where they're going, I won't be there by the time they get there. And at some point, they have to start the process of getting there, you know what I mean, to the promised land. And while I was a player in that, and I was helpful while they were in that process, when that process kicks in, it's time to phase the old guy out. It will be time to take the keys from Chris. You like to talk about the old man getting his keys take away analogy. And those days are coming for Chris. I think that he would understand that. They're not going to just rot him on the bench or release
No,
him,
you can't. You
but
can't. You can't.
his rotation here 2-3 weeks from now, and unfortunately, it's already freaking February because in 2 or 3 weeks from now, the season's going to be almost over. But in a few weeks, when Fox really gets into the rotation, I think, especially if they get knocked out of contention, maybe you have to run Castle out there. He needs to get. I mean, he's played, but you and I bitched about his minutes and how they handle him all season. It's time to let him get big boy minutes, even if it cost him games or he sucks on given nights. Tough shit.
Interesting
You
take.
got to run him out there because I don't know. It's like, do you want to go to the play-in, or do you want to keep developing the kids? They're trying to do both at the same time, and it's not always easy to do. But these are rich people problems because it gives Mitch all these different options now.
Right. And Isaac, super chat, $20. Appreciate you, Isaac. Good morning. Love watching Fox play. Immediate positive impact. Best move made in the NBA this season. Would you rank this higher than the Lakers getting Luka?
Well, I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't know if
I don't know if
it's
it's
a great
fair
question.
It's a good question. I don't know if it's
appreciate the
fair.
lob, Isaac, because I get to throw Mike off his rocker.
I don't know if
where
it's
would you rank
fair.
it?
I am in my rocker.
We can say it, man. We love it, but it's not Luka going to the Lakers. Well, first of all, we don't know what that's going to look like, but I mean, they got
for sure.
They got a first team All NBA 5 years in a row.
Yeah,
I mean,
but Dallas got something back in AD. Not that I love AD. The Spurs got De'Aaron Fox for a bag of beans and the pretty white boy that all the girls love, Zach Collins. That's it. That's it. A couple of first round picks. So what? We got 4 more.
So what? Who cares?
So
right.
what? The Kings gave us De'Aaron Fox. At least Dallas got a guy who's done stuff. Not that Anthony Davis has done more than some stuff.
He's won a ring. It was a Mickey Mouse championship, but he's won a ring.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. He has. By the way, speaking of the Mavs, I scored tickets last night. My buddy is going to take me to March 10th. They play the Mavericks. I'm going to go see Spurs Mavs. You know, those sweet seats I got when I was on TNT all night that night. I got those seats again. March 10th's a Monday night. So be looking for me on ESPN or whatever on Bally's.
Rich people problems.
I know. Rich people fun. So and by March the 10th, the Spurs may be rolling. Look, I don't want to get all homery here. You know how hype I am that we have Swiper. But he's out there, don't even know the plays, and goes for 24 and 13 and 6. Wait till 3 weeks from now. Wait till March the 10th where he's totally locked in and running the team, Shit.
They're at Sacramento March 7th. So
that's funny.
Swiper goes home.
That's funny. Yeah.
March 7th.
Yeah, dude, look, they just have so many options now. And the trickle-down effect on the rest of the roster, you could already see it. Like, if Devin Vassell won't get butt hurt by this, as some people have suggested, this may put him out a little bit. Like, oh, some of my flowers just got taken by Fox. If Vassell will look at this like a pro, and I think he will, this could really enhance his future. Vassell's a solid player, but with De'Aaron
let's
Fox
not act
Wemby,
like he's not a bum. He's not a bum.
He's not a bum. But what I've seen so far is a guy who's had issues staying healthy. Knock on wood. He's been healthier this season. I see in Vassell, I see a guy who's a solid guy for an I-18. But they don't want to be an I-18. But if they got two superstars, then Vassell becomes a major contributor to a championship contender if indeed Wemby and Fox turn into be Tim and Tony, here in the next year.
I'll tell Vassell this. Like in today's NBA, with everybody coming alongside the Mike D'Antoni's theory of 7 seconds or less, D'Antoni was way ahead of the curve on that. We shit on D'Antoni a lot for good and bad reasons, but you still got up 18 shots. Vassell took more shots than Wemby last night, got 20 points. Like, you're going to be fine. Like, there's no reason. Like, I'm seeing people in the chat, oh, Vassell's going to get upset, going to get butthurt. He got 34 minutes last night. They gave him $150 million. They didn't give him $150 million to slash his minutes. He's going to be fine. He got 18 shots up last night.
Right.
Wemby only got 15 shots up. This is a great thing. If I'm Vassell, I'm licking my chops. Because Fox commands attention. Wemby commands attention, which means, he got up 8 threes last night. His job is so easy.
Right.
So easy.
He don't have to drive. He could just be the dog with his head out the window, having fun. He's just having fun.
And he gets to play one-on-one. If he puts in the work, he's going to get numbers. Because of Fox and because of Wemby, I love Kobe. I love Kobe to death. And I'm not going to say he got those first 3 rings all because of Shaq, but because of Shaq, he got to play one-on-one. Kobe. And nobody in the world can stop Kobe Bryant one-on-one, which is why during those years he would come to the Alamo Dome and drop 40. He would go to Arco Arena with the Cowbells and drop 45. So he got to play one-on-one. This is where Vassell is now. I just got to worry about the guy in front of me. Let's eat. So Vassell's going to be fine. I'm not worried about that.
All right.
Without Fox, I was worried.
Yeah, Fox, for sure. Yeah. Well,
good money.
Right. Now, hey, if a really nice package presents itself between now and 3 o'clock, that's different. I love Vassell, but I ain't married to him. It's just fun sex until, he's a passerby.
Right.
The guys that'll be here in 5 years are Fox and Wemby. Everybody else, it's like it was with Tim. Guys come and go, no matter how good they might be. All right. It's in the building. Love y'all hard. Thanks for all the chat. I'm happy with it so far. We're half to a good start tonight. We're on YouTube and Spotify, and we're on Twitch, too. We're on all the things. We're on Twitch.
We're on Twitch, bitch.
So make sure you're one of our little Twitch bitches. Yes, sir.
We got Mavs fans trolling in the chat, man. I think you know what Mavs fan in the chat trolling people. Whatever, Mavs fan. Worry about Anthony Davis and Kyrie, which the Mavs are trying to get KD by the trade deadline, which is, again, it goes back to your point you made right when the show started. Yeah, it's Super Bowl week, but there's some juiciness because, the Suns are trying to get rid of KD, trying to get rid of Bill, but all the talks are surrounding the Mavs trying to land KD by 3 o'clock. So it could be AD, KD, and Kyrie. It has a ring to it.
Yeah. I wonder if
that would be nice.
I think KD's pissed at the Suns. Really? Y'all are trying to move me so you can bring in Jimmy Butler?
I think he's ready too. KD's ready too, man.
Yeah, you're right. KD he does get tired of where he's at.
This man, no kids, no wife. KD is cool with being like, yeah, all right, next try. Let's on to the neck. Ever since he left Oklahoma, it got easier. Like once you leave Oklahoma and the world hates you, it can't get any worse. So then he leaves Brooklyn to go to Phoenix. Sure. Phoenix, hey, you want to go play with Kyrie? Hell.
Yeah.
He's a free spirit.
Yes, he's one of those guys that loves having girlfriends but no wives. He likes the beginning of relationships.
Yes.
He likes the wooing and the flirting and the messaging and the silly feelings and
then
the new smells and the new perfume, the new hairdo. Ooh, the body looks different too. This is all. And then once that wears off, forget the taking care of kids and dropping people off at school and paying bills. I'm on to the next girl.
once she asked KD that question that single men hate, so what are we? He's out. He's out. He's like, what do you mean? We're having fun. We're having fun. What do you mean? What are we? I'm out.
Help me out.
I don't got time for this shit.
So what came first? KD got tired of the Suns, or KD's put out because they're flirting with Jimmy Butler and trying to send him back to the Warriors, who he don't want to go to?
I think a little bit of both. One, I think he came to the realization last year that, damn, this didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
He's learned that they build you up to bring you down. He's learned that. And he's also learned that if you stay or if you go, they're going to talk shit. So do what you want.
Mm-hmm.
And this hasn't worked. And he's at the end of his career. Let's go see what AD and he's tried with Kyrie up in Brooklyn, but remember Kyrie was hurt, and then Kyrie didn't want to take the jab.
Right.
So he's been through it all.
So Jimmy, so good for Pat Riley, by the way, who won another one, if you want to call it that.
Yeah,
Jimmy wanted to go to Phoenix.
Butler.
Jimmy wanted to go to Phoenix. Pat Riley's like, no, and here's 3 suspensions. Get your ass out of my gym. And so they got ridiculous. Then Jimmy just walks out of practice the other night. That was that, and that was it. But rather, they
Did you?
don't send him to the team he wants to. They send his ass to the Warriors. So, I mean, then he signs a 2-year deal with him. Well, I hope he's happy. Jimmy's another one, I guess. He's got, dude, you had such a good deal in Miami. So good luck. Go to the Warriors are desperate. They're just they're throwing shit against the wall, trying to stay good for Steph in the last part of his career.
Yes, Mike. Yes.
His bullshit has been just, ubiquitous. I'm a little tired of Jimmy. All right, you got your wish. You're not in Miami. Shut up and go play ball. And because I like Jimmy Butler. I don't like being mad at him. I love that guy. I love him too.
Jimmy Butler.
He's a dog, but lately he's acted like a bitch.
Did you see the guy? He was sitting pretty much right behind the Heat bench, and he broke the news to Kevin Love and Tyler Hero. He was like, "Hey, Tyler, Kevin, Jimmy just got traded to the Warriors." And Kevin and Tyler turn around like, "You serious? What do we give up? What is it?" And he broke the whole trade down for them. And Kevin and Tyler really locked into this dude. And they're like, "Damn!" Tyler Hero's like, "What? Are you for real?" It's great. It was a funny video. It's viral. You'll see it at some point today.
All right, it's in the building. We do have Super Bowl post game after the game on Sunday night. I'm excited about that. So y'all make sure you join us on Sunday night. We'll put links out and stuff so y'all can click on it, watch it live Sunday night when the game is over. We have a major show announcement coming down. If you are looking for a place to get out of the house, maybe go watch the Super Bowl somewhere, well, I can scarcely think of a better place to go watch it than any one of the 5 local Slackers bars in town. They, of course, have all the TV setups in all their bars. It is Slackers. 5 locales in and around San Antonio. You got the one on St. Mary's near downtown. You got the one in the Med Center on Fred Road. One behind North Star Mall on Rector. You've got the one on Nacogdoches. You got 281 and Thousand Oaks. They're scattered all about the city. It is Slackers, the official sports bar and the studio sponsor of In the Building. They will have the Super Bowl for you on Sunday night. So go watch the game there, have a couple of beers, halftime, go home, then tune us in. Oh, hell, you can bring us up on your phone from the Slackers if you want to. So go watch Super Bowl if you're looking for a place to get out and watch it at Slackers. All right. Hell of a debut last night by De'Aaron Fox. I can't imagine it going any better. And they did hang on and win after blowing a 20-point lead. They still wind up winning by 1. And the Tony Parker comparisons have now been thrown out there, and I don't know how I feel about that. Well, we got our Tim, and here's our Tony. I'm a little ass whipped by, all right, we have this. Let Wemby be Wemby. We don't have our Tim. This is going to be like Gen Zers and whatever you call these people, these new kids. They're going to get ass whipped by the old men constantly comparing everybody.
Oh, they hate
Tony
it.
and Mommy.
They hate it.
Oh, we got Wemby. He's our Tim. Now we have our Tony. What's your take on the Tony Parker comparisons with De'Aaron Fox?
Tony had Tim and Manu.
He's so much better than Tony Parker.
Yeah, he's a better basketball player than Tony Parker. But this is what I'll say. Tony was on the Knucklehead podcast about a week ago. And they asked him about this team compared to Spurs. And Tony, hey, my injury was way worse than Kawhi's, and I'm already back. Tony spoke up early in his career when they were trying to get Jason Kidd. Tony doesn't bite his tongue. That little French tongue of his, he don't hold no punches. And he said, hey, they lost 60 games 2 years in a row. He said, my worst season as a Spur was 48 wins.
Viva la France!
I was like, shit. It was harsh, but then when you let it digest, you like, he's kind of right. He was like, he goes, I told them this to their faces so they can use it as motivation. Like, y'all got a ways to go.
He told the team? Oh, okay.
He told the team. And so he's just like, hey, before y'all start talking about 99 to 14, let's get above 500 is basically what he said. Like, y'all lost 60 games 2 years in a row. My worst season was I won 48.
My worst season.
I was like,
okay, dude.
And then,
forward in his 9th season from Wake Forest, number 21, Tim Duncan. My worst season. Okay, buddy.
No, but it's real. They got a way to go.
We only lost 48 games. Yeah. No, your worst season was when you spared me to death when your ass was in Charlotte, playa.
All
I like.
contraire, bonjour.
I don't hate Tony. I like him fine, but as I've said for years with Tony Parker, I appreciate your contributions. I just tolerate. I used to say this all the time. All the women love Tony Parker. The men all just kind of tolerate Tony Parker because he's that Frenchman. Wemby's not that Frenchman. Sorry to be racist, but Tony is that Frenchman.
It's not racist. Yeah.
Whatever I'm being. That's funny. So for Tony to say that, I only lost 60 games. That seems silly on a podcast. But if he told the group that, if the message was, hey, y'all ain't done shit, and we got a legacy that we got built before y'all got in here, and y'all are fucking it up, y'all are shitting on the legacy, this don't look like what the Spurs are supposed to look like, I'm okay with that. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, he didn't just say it on the pod. He had also shared these same sentiments with the team because I think around that building, it's like, all right, we got to start winning. And I think it showed with CP3, it showed with Harrison Barnes, and it showed by making this deal at the deadline, not giving anybody up that, all right, we're done. The training wheels are off. I'm about to let the bike go. Remember the first time your dad let the bike go and you pedaling and you looked around and dad wasn't behind you. You're like, oh shit, I'm doing it.
Right.
Dad's still holding the bike, but it's time to let the bike go, and
that's correct.
You roll, and I think that's where they are.
A business. So if when we let the seat go and your ass is wobbling, we'll get another motherfucker in here to ride the bus or to ride the bike. I will replace your ass. Daddy can replace his son. So it's a long time. This is one of my pet peeves the last few years. I got tired of the boys camp bullshit, where they'd get beat by 19 and get punked in the fourth quarter by a rando team, and Pop would go out there. Well, our effort was fantastic. Okay, that's great. What are we doing? We giving blue ribbons to fourth place? What happened to? I want some nasty, And I hope that this is now that they got Fox, now they can get back to running the business of Spurs basketball and not the development of young dudes. I want this to turn back into a ruthless business that it used to be when I first came to San Antonio in 2007. These people were some ruthless motherfuckers over there at Spurs Sports and Entertainment. And I want to get back to that. We got Fox. We got Wemby. We don't need anybody else. All y'all bitches are expendable. We're going to do it how we do it. It was interesting last night. They start Wemby. They start Fox, obviously. But they don't. But they run veterans. Harrison Barnes still started.
And
as
CP3.
you mentioned, CP3 still started. It's now time. We went to the development. It was development camp, and I get it. But now it's time to get back to the business of winning, and that means we do it with guys who are ballers and are dogs in winning time.
And I appreciate Victor. We'll see. I don't know what he's saying behind closed doors, but I know when he first got here, he was adamant about not wanting to play center. And last night with that lineup, whether he likes it or not, he's the center, and Harrison Barnes is your 4, Vassell's your 3. Fox 2, CP3 1, or whatever you interchange those two. But hopefully Wemby will be okay with this. And I think he will, because that's the closest thing I've seen to Golden State's little NASCAR lineup they used to run when they would run Harrison Barnes, Clay, Barbosa, Steph Curry, and Draymond. You know what I mean? They would run 4 little guys out there and Draymond at the center. Because of the way Victor plays, that's why I compare him. Obviously, he's 7 inches taller than Draymond, but you see where I'm going. There's no other big out there in the starting lineup anyway. So, appreciate you running the center last night for us, Vic. You might have to sit there for a while, buddy.
Yeah, and Rudy pointed out earlier in the show, Wemby only took 15 shots last night. When's the last time he only took 15 shots and they won a game?
Right. Great point, Mike.
He don't have to go out there and go 38 and 20 for them to win by a bucket.
I love that.
He can go to the bench and take a break with Fox still out there, and they don't get run off the floor because he's not out there. You know what I mean? We've already seen signs how they play. Well, I want to see how they play together, but I also want to see when they're not on the court together too. It gives Mitch an opportunity to kind of throw 2 different lineups out there in the middle of a game that you can't that you can't just dominate. There's a star on the floor almost at all times right now at this point.
Wemby had the flu. LG, and you being a guy that hates being around sick people, you okay with Wemby out there touching people and sweating on people with the flu? You all right with that? It's all right as long as your Spurs win. That's when it's okay to pass the flu to other people, LG?
You play to win the game.
Which, by the way, I woke up. I'm
you
still
you
getting
sound
over
great
that
today.
bullshit. I do.
You
Well,
sound
I'm
way
on.
better today.
Well, because I caved and took a damn Sudafed, which I hate doing, because it makes me loopy and it takes the taste out of my tongue. It makes me. I don't like that feeling. I'm still getting over this bullshit, man. Tomorrow, let's get back to the studio tomorrow. Let's get back to DJLG studio if we can, unless y'all have other things to do. But I've decided. I got down on a knee this morning and prayed to God, and then took a Sudafed, and so I feel okay. I anticipate being fine by tomorrow. So yes, we're all playing sick. Half the city's sick, so I'm not surprised that Wemby's under the weather too. But point stands, he didn't have to ball his ass off last night, sick or not, because they got Fox now. That's good.
Would you have Manu take Castle to lunch and say, "Hey, man"?
See, there you go again. Why do we got to have? Why does he have to be the next Manu?
No, I'm not saying be the next. I'm not saying be the next Manu. I'm just saying he's not Manu. Like we're not even going there ever. Just say, hey man, life as a 6-man ain't bad, is what I'm saying. At least while CP3 said that's my point. Like Jamal Crawford, great career. I could think Vinny Johnson, the microwave, great career. Manu Ginobili. Like, you're gonna get yours. You're gonna get yours. Like have Manu take him to lunch. Ride their bicycle to lunch from the Rock. Manu could show him a little route, go have some lunch and say, hey, man, life ain't bad here. You ain't got to be me. You'll never be me. I don't care what you do. But life as a 6-man ain't that bad. That's all. No. That's all I'm saying.
Not terrible. If you're winning and your role is awesome,
if you're
making your money,
if
you're losing, it sucks. You're making your money. It's good. All right. If you plan on staying home for the Super Bowl on Sunday night, make sure you get loaded up. That way you don't have to make a halftime run and miss Kendrick Lamar or something. Make sure you got plenty of juice. Why are you rolling your eyes at Kendrick Lamar? Are you not excited? Let's get into this in a second. Texas Cheer Liquor has 7 locations for you. No need to get off the couch in the middle of the game. Don't be running around Sunday 2:30. Oh, crap, I got to get loaded up. Take care of yourself. They're open 6 days a week. They're not open Sundays, so make sure you get in there. They're not open on the Lord's Day. This is Texas. So you got till Saturday closing to make sure you have what you need for the game on Sunday. 7 Texas Cheer Liquors in the city, 6 in SA proper, 1 up in Bernie. Take advantage of their sweet lit kits. That's a good bit. If you have people coming over, you got women coming over that like to drink mixed drinks, boom. Get you one of these sweet lit kits. They have gone to great lengths to make all these different combinations and concoctions. Rudy can tell you more about these lit kits, like what's in them. He sells them every day, but it makes it easy for dummies like me that I don't know nothing. I'm not a mixologist, so just make it easy. You just take all that out of that big jug, pour it all in there, stir it up, and serve it up, man. You've got yourself some sweet drink for, not that dudes can't drink these, but like if you do have women coming over and you're a beer guy, got something for the ladies here with these lit kits. And as always,
great point.
5% off when you mention in the building at all Texas Cheer Liquors. 5% off your total bill when you mention us at in the building at all Texas Cheer Liquor. Bam.
Word.
Thank you. All right. What else? We got to punch people. We got to get violent today.
You know what I didn't know? I was yesterday's day old. Like literally found out. I didn't know that full denim, like a denim jacket and denim pants, denim hat. Yeah. I didn't know that was considered a Canadian tuxedo. I didn't know that's what they call that.
What?
And I'm just saying, like, I'm just kind of ass whipped by Kendrick Lamar's whole hype. I'm ass whipped by his whole being right now is from hating on Drake. And him wearing a full denim suit to the Grammys was another shot. Hey, by the way, little Canada boy, little started from the bottom boy. I'm also going to come to the Grammys, winning 5 Grammys off me dissing you and calling you a pedophile. I'm going to wear a Canadian tuxedo too to troll you even further. Like, dude, It's like kicking a man in the face when he's already not. Even in the UFC, Mike, once the guy's out, they stop the fight.
Wait a minute. Is this your
Like,
punch? Are you punching Kendrick? Is this your punch?
no. I got a different punch.
Okay.
I'm just like,
Okay.
damn.
All right.
I like Kendrick. He's out. No need to keep punching him. Like, good Lord.
Young money.
Leave the man alone. He's taking enough of a beating. But good Lord, anyway, yeah.
Still think most of that is not. I think that started
No,
off.
it ain't no real beef.
That ain't real.
Now, I do think if you left him in a room alone for 5 minutes, Drake walks out.
Well, because now it's gotten shitty because it's gone so far. It's like when you get in, like you go to a roast and like they're roasting you at a roast because that's what y'all do, and then you get butt hurt from what somebody says.
Like Tom Brady.
Yeah, that's kind of like what this is. It started off at, let's do a bit and push each other's records, and Kendrick got a little bit too underneath the skin, a little bit too much because Drake has issues about that. When Drake's asleep at night with his $800 million and his 14 houses and all his nookie, at night when it's just him and his thoughts, he knows in his heart he's a half-white child actor from fucking Canada. So miss me with all that. I've always thought he was overrated as shit. He's a Canadian kid from Toronto who was on whatever their version of Mickey Mouse Club is.
Degrassi.
Kendrick Lamar is from he's from Compton, for Pete's sake. Not that you can't have a successful rap career being from wherever you are from, but miss me with, I just started from the bottom. Dude, his pop's a lawyer or some shit. Come on, man. Started from the bottom. Okay. We had the smallest mansion in the gated community. So I guess that's his version of being from the bottom. He's always come off as a poser to me, where Kendrick's legit. So
sure.
And yes, him being from Toronto doesn't help. But anyway, I digress. Let's do some punching. It's time for People I Want to Punch, presented by the Law Office of Orlando Kell. Got a call yesterday. Somebody needed Orlando's number. And so I texted him, hey, you got a Thunderdumber here. They need to get a hold of you.
I'm happy but sad. It's bittersweet.
Well, okay,
we got to do business. We got to do business.
We got to do business. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Sometimes you need a family lawyer, and maybe that's fitting that he's the official sponsor of People I Want to Punch, because we don't want you to actual punch nobody. Punch him in court and get on with your life. All right. So who are you punching today if it's not Kendrick Lamar?
I'm punching Travis Kelce.
Okay.
He had the audacity to be frustrated and ask the media with a straight face, why are y'all leaning so heavily into this referee thing? Sir.
The look on your face.
Sir. Did I hear you right? You play in the games that we're watching. You've seen quarterbacks get their heads taken off and get nothing called. And you heard a fingernail on Mahomes and it's 15 yards. Like the pass interference call that wasn't called against y'all versus the Ravens in the AFC Championship. Like there's I give you 20 calls right now. What do you mean? Why are we leaning so heavy into this, Travis? You can't be serious. He can't be serious. But he said it with a straight face. So I got to punch Travis like, look, just say, hey, man, have some calls going our way? Yeah. But I could give you some examples of calls not going our way as well. So I get where y'all coming from. But there's nothing fixed. There's nothing rigged. It's not rigged. Everybody be going to jail. It's not rigged. But sometimes superstars get the benefit of the doubt. So it is what it is. But to say, why are y'all leaning into this? Like we're just like, this is just made up bullshit is nonsense. And you deserve to get punched.
Surely you can't be serious.
All right. I'm punching I'm going to punch former Cowboys tight end, current third string Chiefs tight end, Peyton Hendershot. All right. What's it? RJ Ochoa. We know him. Who does blogging the boys or whatever it's called, the Cowboys blog. he's up in he's in New Orleans. He was at media day or whatever they were doing yesterday, and he got to Peyton Hendershot. Remember, he was Schultz back up there for a year or two, and then he was Ferguson's backup. Now he's triple back up in Kansas City. RJ asked him the difference between the Cowboys culture and the Chiefs culture. You seen this?
No.
Hendershot's answer was great, but I'll tell you why I'm punching him after I read you the deal.
Okay.
Which I need my old man.
I'm confused because you say it's great, but you punching him, so I'm all ears.
Right. So here's Peyton Hendershot on the difference between the culture with Kansas City and Dallas. Quote, "This is not throwing no strays." He goes, "This is throwing no strays." Okay. When you have to start your sentence off with, "Hey, I ain't throwing strays, but..."
No disrespect means you're about to disrespect.
Right. Yeah, hey, I ain't racist, but, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
But if I see a black man walking toward me, I cross the street.
Right. Yeah, because the data does suggest that there's a higher rate of thieves, whatever. Okay. So,
right.
Asked about the cultural differences between Dallas and Kansas City. Quote, Peyton Hendershot, "This is throwing no strays. But I just feel like when I came to Kansas City, my first experience in the NFL was the Cowboys, so that's all I knew. I just feel like here, it's strictly football and winning. Nothing else, just football and winning. And I feel like with the Cowboys, it's a little bit more like the public image, the extracurriculars that come with it too. And here, it's just, let's just win football." Okay.
That's what if you would have read that to me, Mike, I would have said, if you would have said, "Hey, Rudy, who said this?" Not you. LG said, "Hey, Rudy, tell me who said this." And LG read me that.
Yep.
I'm like, was it Mike Taylor? See, you know what I'm saying? It sounded like something you would say.
Right.
So help me with the punch.
I love it. He's absolutely correct. And he's not the first guy that has talked shit about the Cowboys culture after he was gone. Dalton Schultz talked about the night and day differences in Houston. Cole Beasley, little D-bag, talked about the massive differences in Buffalo. Punch Hendershot for not having the balls to say this while he was there. He acted like
he was a nobody, Mike. He was a nobody. What could he say, bro?
Still a nobody. These guys don't have the balls to say. Schultz wasn't a nobody. He was the starter. And he gets to Houston and he's like, "Oh, this is so different. All they care about here is winning." Cole Beasley, all they care about here is winning. They don't care about all the bullshit. Why don't y'all say that shit while y'all are there? Because y'all are too scared because you're protecting your money. And I get that. You got to protect your money. It's just, if you ain't going to speak up when you're there, then keep your shit trap shut when you're in Kansas City. Tell RJ Ochoa, man, I just don't answer the question. I'm not going to throw any strays. However, give you a 35-second answer on how much better it is in Kansas City than Dallas, because the culture in Dallas is dog shit and all they care about is bullshit and off the field extracurriculars. The Cowboys culture, first of all, Jerry's always going to Jerry. But wouldn't it be great if Dak Prescott would just one time in his fucking life be himself in an interview and not walking billboard Dak, which he is, and say, "We're not tough. This organization needs a culture change." Wouldn't it be amazing? Dak would never do it. He's loyal to Jerry through the thick and thin. And by the way, can I get a late punch in to Dak, by the way? Dak went to the shoddy press conference. I was in Hawaii, so I haven't really had a chance to overreact to the Brian Schottenheimer press conference yet with y'all. Did you see Dak at the Schottenheimer press conference? He sat
looked giddy.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
absolutely. He looked like he was in church listening to a preacher give the word of the Lord. Listening to Jerry talk about listening to how great Shoddy is. Dak's all, "Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Hey, amen, brother." Dak's all like, like an arrogant motherfucker. Like he just, Super Bowl. Fuck you, dude. Brian Schottenheimer is the only guy in the country that would have taken the job. Mike McCarthy decided to not even coach next year, risk the rest of his career to get his ass away from the Joneses. And that's right. Yeah. That's because they've given your ass. They've paid your ass $200 million to be a yes man. Go get your cane and your tap hat, Dak. Son, that pissed me off. Go get your tap shoes, bro.
Hey,
dude,
let me put my.
miss me on that.
Hey, here's my tap hat. You give me 200. Give me 200. I'll be a tap dancing motherfucker. You give me 200 million. What you need, Jerry? I'll even tilt it to the side for you like I'm at the Kentucky Derby. Yay.
It's Black History Month. Look what you're doing.
It's 200 million. 200 million, man. I'm thinking about my great grandkids. Y'all talk shit about me, but yeah, no, you're 100% right. I was like, damn, he's showing a lot of teeth. I was like, why is Dak showing so many teeth?
It's fine. Yes, I know. They've given you $200 million. I get that. Then just don't go to the press conference. Because you do look, dude, it was a bad look. It's just, but Hendershot's just the latest example of, once I got out of there, now I know what it's like to play for like a team that gives a shit about stuff that matters. But punch him for not having the balls to say something when he was there, because they would have released him. Blah blah blah. Whatever. Can you see
Hendershot going up to Kelsey, been like, "Hey man, where can I listen to Mr. Hunt's Tuesday interview? I want to hear what he has to say about this." And Kelsey's like, he doesn't do one.
Right.
Does Andy Reid have 7 press hits? What time we starting? We're starting now. Oh, Andy Reid doesn't have to do 7 interviews before we start practice? No helicopter. We'll get helicopters on Wednesdays. No.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
We just play football. I could just play football. I could just go lift weights, go to the meeting, and then go practice.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's what we do here.
Yeah, Mr. Hunt's not going to have a giant parade at training camp with balloons and a giant blimp and Denzel Washington, and I'm going to have a giant 3-hour press conference to talk about how awesome I am. That doesn't happen in Kansas City, huh? Wow. How enlightening, dude. I don't look. Maybe they don't do it publicly, and that's fine. But wouldn't it be great if Cowboys behind closed doors would to mutiny? Micah Parsons goes in there and says, "I'm not re-signing here because y'all's culture's shit. I want to go win. I want to be a pro. I don't want to turn into Dak, where I'm just a walking billboard with McCain in my hat. I don't want to be that. I want some respect. Maybe don't say it publicly, but for Pete's sake, do it in closed doors." Ugh.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Our main man, Eric Bishop, says in the chat, if he doesn't go to the press conference, Mike, then they talk shit about him too, right?
What do you mean?
So, like, let's say he didn't go to the press conference. Then people are like, why wasn't Dak there? Does he not believe in it? Is it a no-win situation? Whether he goes or doesn't go, is he in a no-win situation?
No. Who cares? But that's just perception. The reality is Dak buys into that bullshit, and the culture is shit. Dak can go to the press conference, but I don't need all the "Yeah, man, brother, this is gonna be great." Yeah. He was like on the edge of his seat, like, yeah. Jeez, dude.
Why you gotta call him a dog waiting on a treat? You call that man a dog waiting on a treat, Mike. That's the lowest of low.
I got carried away.
It's all good.
Dude, I just hate it. I hate their culture. And he's never going to change. Never.
No.
Ever. But the only thing that would be players literally mutinying. But maybe that wouldn't even work. But anyway, it's just so as we get ready for another Super Bowl, in which I got to do prop bets and have a football pot to keep my interest level. Not that I'm not interested in football, but you know what I mean? Because another year of my team, I put that in quotes, not even getting through December. It's just, I'm reminded once again of what championship football looks like. And these two teams here that are playing Sunday, if I tell you give me the 5 most professional, no bullshit teams in the league, Philly and Kansas City probably at the top of the list. It's unfortunate. So that's it. Thank you to Orlando Kell. He brings his punch in every day. He didn't mean to go on that rant. It's unfortunate. Orlando Kell Law, baby. If you need a family lawyer, this is who I recommend y'all go to. And any and all times, it is Orlando Kell. That's our guy at 210-775-4995. Or you can email him directly, orlandokilllaw@gmail.com. If you need a divorce, if you've been served with divorce papers, maybe y'all have already gotten divorced, and maybe you need a change in the decree. Someone's got a new job, money's changed, kid's gotten older, wants to move, wants to live with you now, blah, blah, blah. He does that too. Anything's family related, though. It's not always just divorce and stuff. There's different family issues that Orlando can do as well. So if you need a family lawyer, and all that means, Orlando Kell is our guy. All right.
Let me ask you something,
Yes,
Mike.
sir.
I want to put you in charge. I want to put you in charge.
Okay.
Because I want to acknowledge the chat.
Give me the
Roger
ball.
Goodell. I'm Roger Goodell. I fired Jay-Z. I don't know where this case is going that he has. I'm hiring Mike Taylor to take over halftime for the 2026 Super Bowl.
Man.
Because the chat is going crazy right now with who should and who shouldn't be performing.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Taylor, you're in charge of the 2026 Super Bowl halftime performance. Yeah. You can't pick Pearl Jam.
I wouldn't. They wouldn't do it anyway, but I wouldn't.
Who are you rolling with?
Oh God, you put me on the spot. I mean, God, we're almost out of people.
I don't even know who I would. That's why I threw it to you, because I'm like, damn, the chat's on fire right now. So I don't know who I would have.
It's not even like we haven't seen Kendrick before, right? Didn't Kendrick, wasn't he in on that
He
LA
came out
mix
with
a
somebody
few years ago?
Yeah, that was the first one Jay-Z did. It was Snoop and Dre and 50 and Eminem.
That was awesome. That was badass.
It was,
they did the whole
right?
LA gangsters, the LA gangster rap shit was badass. That was awesome. Dude, who's that big?
I don't know.
Here's the thing. With each passing day, okay, hey, I'm going to LG in a second. With each passing year, I am out of touch on who the biggest pop stars even are. I don't know.
Me too.
I mean, we're watching. My kids had the Grammys on the other night. I was in Hawaii. I'm like, who is that freaky looking chick? That's Chapel Roan. What is that?
Chappelle Roan, right?
Sure, whatever. I'm like, what is that? She's winning Grammys. I'd never even heard of her till sent. I'm not the guy to ask. I don't know.
It looks like a carny.
Right. I don't know who that is. Maybe I've heard some tunes. LG, who would you run out there?
Here's what I would do. I would make an ensemble of different artists, but I would get the Marcellus brothers, Branford and Winton, to put together a band. They're from New Orleans, legendary jazz musicians, to play the music for the artists. Yeah, sure, run Kendrick out there, but get Master P out there, make him say, and if Lil Wayne, apparently he turned it down, but try to get him out there too. But you got to involve some kind of jazz in there. These jazz bands can play any genre.
Because we're in New Orleans.
Yes, exactly.
I like that.
You got to include the culture.
I agree.
Because that's what they did. Because that's what they did with the LA Super Bowl. They got a bunch of LA MCs. So I see you working, LG.
Yeah, right. And then maybe have I forget what they're called, the marching bands that do the funerals and stuff in New Orleans. Have somebody march out there. Boom, onto the stage. Branford and Winton come out there, play their sax, and then the hip hop comes, but the jazz band plays all the music.
Right, and they need to be. They at least maybe Sunday they'll escort Kendrick out or something. There's got to be some New Orleans flavor.
Kendrick should do a funeral march with a Drake coffin.
That would be badass. That would be cool.
He is dead. Hey, well, this is probably the worst kept secret, and I'm not breaking news here. But Kendrick and Taylor do have a song called Bad Blood. She will be there. I would be shocked. Yeah. I would be shocked if Taylor Swift doesn't make an appearance with Kendrick Lamar. If Kendrick's team doesn't do that, then they should all be fired. Because she's going to be on TV more than he will be, and he's getting 15 minutes. I'd be shocked if they don't do Bad Blood.
That'd be
highly
cool.
shocked if.
Hang on.
He has to. He has to do that, right?
Unless she just refuses to do it because she don't want to show anybody up because her man's down there. But I agree. I would. Surely they've at least asked.
I would at least ask her. Right. I would at least ask her.
Come out. It's 30 seconds, and then just go back to your seat and sit with the family. I could see that. That'd be cool.
But I'm down with that, LG. Even if you don't want 15 minutes of jazz for some people. I love jazz. Everybody don't, but I would love the band to be that. That's a great idea. I'm down with that.
Now, I don't like jazz either, but I like New Orleans style jazz band stuff on occasion. Like I do. I like that. I like the Zydeco sound and the marching band scene. It's such a cultural, unique city. You cannot have a big event in that town and not pay homage, at least for a minute or two, to that town's culture. That town's
There.
awesome. I love that city, and I'm with LG 100% on that. All right, what else today before we get out of here? We did have celebrity death. Speaking of music, one of the big time music producers of the world, Irv Gotti, has died.
The person that got DMX signed to Def Jam, he wanted DMX. Def Jam told him he's barking. Nobody wants to hear that shit. And if he doesn't work, if he doesn't sell, Irv Gotti, you will be fired, because he was an A&R.
Wow.
And he said, y'all just got to trust me. Because this, keep in mind, when DMX came around, it was the shiny suit era. Mace and Puff Daddy were dancing around in shiny suits, and it was friendly and it was happy. And then X came, and it was grimy, and he was growling. And then he made everybody put the shiny suits away. Hey, put that shit up. We taking it back to the streets. And then not only did he released 2 albums in 1 year. Both went multi-platinum. God bless the dog. But Irv Gotti, Ja Rule, DMX, Ashanti, legendary producer, produced songs for a bunch of different rappers that are now huge hits. Had a stroke, I want to say maybe a month ago, and has gone on to Valhalla. So rest in peace, Irv Gotti.
He was eaten up with diabetes too for a long time, which
Oh,
is
really?
highly
Okay.
unfortunate. So that didn't help matters. And he even said a lot of it's his fault that it got so bad because he didn't treat it properly. He was only 54. That's crazy. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
So he was responsible for Ja Rule too.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Ja had a run. Ja was
He
Drake.
did.
Ja was Drake.
unfortunate.
Ja was Drake. He was sing-songy.
Yeah.
He was sing-songy. He had songs with J-Lo and Ashanti, and he was and it was he was Drake before Drake.
It's murder.
Okay.
But then
So
50 Cent came along and destroyed Irv Gotti and Ja Rule.
Go
And 50
shorty.
Cent even yesterday was
Wait a
trolling
minute.
Irv Gotti on his
How did
deathbed.
Fitty? Why? First of all, why would Fitty troll Irv Gotti?
And Ja Rule, because they had the guy that was responsible for shooting 50 Cent 9 times on their payroll.
Oh, well, okay.
No, their shit was real. That's just, this wasn't Kendrick and Drake.
Right.
Like, Irv and Ja
that was
Irv
scary.
and Ja were cool with people that tried to kill him.
Right.
So yeah, and then yesterday, Irv Gotti dies, and 50 Cent posts, damn, he died. I wanted him to see my new show. I'm like, fuck 50.
Hold up.
Not during Black History Month, fellas. We like shit. We get 1 month. Y'all can't be acting like hooligans during our month, man. God damn.
The guy dies at 54. Don't shit on him on his deathbed. Just let him be a dead. That's gangster.
That's silly.
That's
anyway.
gangster. Golly. All right. And then before we get out of here, a couple of shout outs. But first, let me say this. So, I've bitched about Tom Brady this year as far as him owning a slice of the Raiders.
Yeah.
The NFL, so when he wound up getting approved to have a percentile owner of the Raiders, and then it became very evident he was going to have a prominent voice with the Raiders, even though he only owns a few percent. And he's out there leading the coaching search and whatever. The NFL told Fox at the beginning of the year he cannot have access to things because Fox normally gets all this access. The broadcasters are allowed to go to the practices. They have exclusive behind the scenes interviews. They're privy to game film and shit like that to help them do the broadcast on Sunday so they'll know the teams better. Well, when Brady decided to buy into the Raiders, the league bitched to Fox. This dude can't be owning the Raiders and coming into my fucking locker room on a Wednesday and asking me my game plan for Sunday. He's a Raider. And the NFL restricted Tom's access until this week. The NFL this week gave Tom more privilege, more
not full, not the normal access,
not the
but
normal,
they gave him
but
a
more
little
so.
bit so
Like
he
Tom
could do
wasn't
his
even allowed
job.
to. Yeah, Tom hadn't even been able to go to the facilities this year. This week they've given him more access to the Chiefs and Eagles. It's just it's silly how the leagues, but only Tom Brady could probably get away with this. I bet you anybody else would have been told, no, dude, you can't broadcast games and own a team too. There's too much that's going to go against each other. But Brady got
Tom
away with it. And
carried.
now this week he's got
Tom
access.
carried. He
I
carried
know.
this league.
I
And
know.
Tom is like, I would be mad too, because it's like, okay, you got a free agent defensive end coming up. The Raiders need a defensive end, and Tom's in the locker room chucking it up with him. I wouldn't want that either. You know what I
Right.
mean? It seems it's a little unfair advantage.
I know. And I think also there's got to be some concern that he's not the best broadcaster on the planet. He's gotten a little bit better since remember the first couple of weeks?
A little bit better.
We thought how terrible he was doing the Cowboys games, week 1 and 2 and 3. And now he's gotten a little bit better, a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so obvious that the best guy Fox has is their number 2 guy, third leg Greg Olsen. Yeah. And Olsen got asked the other day, even after it's been, again, someone asked Olsen the other day, after he's known this was going to happen for 2 years.
What'd he say?
He still says he doesn't like it. He doesn't like it. He's like, it is what it is. I don't like it at all, but I have to live with it.
I can appreciate the honesty. One time, give it up for honesty.
Yeah, and
give
he's
it
like,
up for honesty.
He didn't. He's like, I mean, no offense to Tom at all. He didn't make the decision, but I just feel like when it comes down to calling a Super Bowl, the best guy should be doing it, and I'm the best guy.
Amen.
Good for Greg Olsen. Good for him. Maybe he can replace that damn Tony Romo on CBS one of these days. Get moved up, or maybe Brady doesn't wind up doing this for 10 years. You know,
no.
He insists he's going to, but 10 years is a long ass time, and I don't know that Tom Brady's interested in doing that for 10 years. He's got so many other interests. I don't know what Olsen does outside of calling games. I'm sure he's got hobbies, but Tom owns 5 damn businesses, and he's a freaking part Raiders owner. At some point, you would think that he can't just be doing games. And at the end of the day, he's also not great, which is probably why the NFL went ahead and gave him access, because they want him to be great Sunday night. 50% of your audience Sunday night, 50% of the people that watch this game Sunday haven't watched a game all year. It's true. And we get in our little football bubble, and we just assume everybody likes football. Everybody watches the Super Bowl in this country. And half the country only watches the Super Bowl, which is weird, but it's half. And Tom's going to they don't need Tom Brady trending during the Super Bowl because he's struggling. So they went ahead and gave him all this access, which just proves that he shouldn't have the access because he's a freaking owner. But because it's the Super Bowl, you don't want to make the guy look bad. You go ahead and give him this access, which, okay. If you're going to give it to him Super Bowl week, give it to his ass all year next year. Let him in the locker rooms. Or don't let him do the games. It's silly. And everybody thinks it's dumb. I don't know if I'll have no idea if Thunderdome gives a shit about that, but I'm an old broadcaster, and there's a discrepancy there, and it flies in the face. Anyway, let's end on a high. Thanks to everybody that came out yesterday to Poblanos.
Oh, yeah.
Had a handful of people show up. Had a couple of guys just come by and fist bump. Had 2 guys sit there and have lunch with me at the table.
Awesome.
Shout out to a guy called Mike and a guy called Raul. Came out and had lunch with me at Poblanos. Had a real good participation on the Facebook. I did a little live Facebook chat from Poblanos, and I'm going to be there every Wednesday in February at noon on Wednesdays at Poblanos downtown, shooting the shit. Yesterday, they were asking me on the chat, is there any way, like, what would it take for you to get at least excited again about the Cowboys? And I'm like, nothing. I can't think of anything. And then someone's
Not
like,
right
what if they go 2-14 next season, or 2-15, and they wind up drafting Arch? Would that get you back? And I'm like, well,
I'm in.
Maybe, yeah, maybe, maybe so. So I think this year. So I mean, it's still
that
February.
might be the plan.
Maybe it is.
That might be the plan.
Maybe it is. So going into this season, I know it's only February. We'll get into this toward training camp. I'm almost ready to call for a tanking. I need a catchy slogan though, like March for Arch. Like, you can't tank for Arch. It's got to rhyme with Arch.
You said it. March for Arch.
March for Arch. Yeah. They will get Arch Manning. That might get my excitement level back a little bit, maybe.
Dak Prescott may have
Perhaps.
something to say about that.
Well, Dak can suck it, and maybe Arch can be a backup like Pat Mahomes was for a year, and then you run the old dog out of there when he's clearly not any good and is on his last legs and stuff. It'd be great. That means the Cowboys would have to draft a quarterback in the first round, which they've not done ever, not since Troy Aikman. But they have the balls to do that. I don't have any idea. And do the Mannings want Arch being a Cowboy? Oh no. Anyway, we got to get Arch through his UT year first, and then we'll worry about the NFL. And a happy birthday to Miss Ruth, Rudy's mom. Her birthday is
happy
today.
birthday, Mama.
It's your birthday.
Love that woman. That woman
Shout out.
loves me unconditionally through my good, the bad, and the ugly. I can always count on Mama Ruth being there for me, always praying for me. So love you, Mama. Beautiful as ever. And see you soon.
And dare I say, a really good-looking lady, too. I've never seen
She
you
is.
about my mama. Rudy
She's
posted
beautiful.
2 pictures of his mom on Facebook today. I'm like, dang, Rudy's mom is
She's
a
beautiful.
good-looking old lady.
Beautiful.
She's pretty lady.
And she's 5'8".
Dang. She's still where
Beautiful.
she live. Your mom lives in
Dallas.
Dallas. Okay, I was going to say Austin.
Salina, whatever.
That's right, Salina. She's the Salina group.
Up there
Okay,
with my
very good.
sister. Yeah.
Very good. Happy birthday to Miss Ruth, who has supported our
Thank
show
you.
from day one. Happy birthday. Stephen
Thank you.
Tejeda gives us money on the way out the door. $9.99. Shout out to Eric and Hector. Great food and great people at Poblano's. Oh, very good. Yeah, absolutely. He knows the
You're
folks
already
at
making them.
Poblano's. Yep.
You see, we already making Poblano's money, man. That's what we do here. So if you want to reach out to us, you need to make some money for your company.
Yes, sir.
Contact myself, Mike, or LG.
Absolutely.
And you too can be in the building.
Absolutely. Oh, Shark for Arch? Maybe. I'll
That
write
was a
that
reach,
down,
Mike.
Mike. We'll put it on the list.
March for Arch. March for Arch is
March
the winner.
for Arch.
That's
All
that's
right.
the winner.
Okay. All right, that's it. We're done. Thanks, everybody. Tomorrow's Friday, for Pete's sake. I have all the confidence in the world that I'll be over. I feel like the last of this is kind of all
Yeah, you
drained
sound
out
better.
today. Feeling better, so I anticipate being back in the room with y'all tomorrow so we can make our show look legit again. Until then, y'all have a great day. Love y'all hard. Peace out. Find us on the interwebs, on social media, in the building, back up in here in the morning at 9 a.m. Love y'all hard. See you. Thank you to LG. Thank you to the people. Shout out. Birds up. Go Horns. Go Frogs. Gig 'em. All those things. Whatever.
This program was made possible by contributions from viewers and listeners like you. Thank you.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.